Hi there. So if you consider yourself to be quite an analytical person and you like to know how you can rationalise what's going on with you, your world and people around you, it might really help to just consider this little activity that really helped me in recovery. And it was about how I associated thoughts and feelings with actions. I came to realise that whenever I felt challenged by the eating disorder voice, it was always related to a feeling that I'd got inside of me. So there would be an eating disorder thought, but that didn't ever come out of nowhere, whether it was a compulsion to exercise or a desire to restrict. My actions and my behaviours were usually related back to a feeling that was going on inside me. This is going to sound such a very, very simple exercise, but it can be really helpful to become more intuitive about what is going on with you in that moment that you decide to restrict, decide to deprive yourself, to decide to binge and purge, decide to pull your trainers back on when you promised that you wouldn't, or that you decide that you're going to resort back to the compulsions that you've done so well to stay free from for so long. That level of intuition takes a long time to build, but we have to learn to understand why is it that we are having that thought and why are we acting on that thought and creating that behaviour. So sitting with who we are and where we are and that feeling that's going on inside ourselves can be just an incredible tool for that. You might think to yourself, oh, okay, I get that. I'm really starved of the feeling of affection or of just having companionship with someone, and God only knows an awful lot of us are feeling that way at the moment because of lockdown and maybe not seeing people so much. So that may be causing your emotions to feel more angry, lonely, frustrated, scared. And those very thoughts and feelings are the ones that generate that emotion inside us, which creates the need for our eating disorder to fill that gap, whether it is to make us resort to the unhelpful binge and purge behaviour or whether it makes us restrict because we feel less worthy. It always usually relates back to some deep sense that we have inside ourselves, and until we break that chain and can get rid of that thought, feeling, behaviour link, then the compulsion will always be there, even if we can keep it in the kind of background for a little bit. So really start to think, and we have some worksheets available on this, which I'm very happy to send anyone. Start to think about, at the times that I'm drawn back into my eating disorder behaviour, even when I've been doing really well, what is it that starts to push me towards another relapse? What is it that gives me the cause to have another kind of disastrous session where my eating disorder takes over? I can't think of anything else. It feels like the day is ruined. It's all very black or white. It feels like, crisis thinking. What is it that drives you down that avenue? If there are, if it would be helpful for you guys to access the tools that we use, then I'm very happy to share the worksheets that we have. I do think it's really good that we rest within ourselves and think, what is that thought and feeling and why is it creating that behaviour? And again, break that cycle and we start to get a handle on the narrative that the eating disorder is playing out in our mind. Okay, take care.